Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Monday morning. It's the 26th day of May, 2025. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office on this Monday, Memorial Day. I hope you're taking some time to enjoy this Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend for many folks. And I hope you're also taking time to remember what this weekend is really all about. As I look out the window from the home weather office, it is mostly sunny. There are a few clouds. There's a breeze, a delta breeze, going to make for another comfortable day with temperatures near average. But we are eyeing the potential for our first 100-degree days later on this week, but also some other interesting developments down the road as well. So I'll take you through what we can expect as we go through this week. It's going to be an interesting week for this time of year. Here's how we're starting out today. The few clouds that I can see out the window. We have good marine layer here in Southern California, some clouds along the coast, some clouds in the Sierra. But otherwise, we're just going to see a mostly sunny day with very comfortable temperatures for this time of year, generally in the low 80s. So anything you have planned outdoors today, it'll be nice and not all that windy. Let me show you what we're expecting in terms of a wind today. Some areas, of course, get rather gusty with the onshore breeze. This is this morning. Here's the onshore breeze. Lighter wind throughout the valley, a little gusty in the Sierra. Let me go to about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and you'll see the onshore breeze picks up. So once again, in Solano County and Sacramento County, areas like Elk Grove and Lodi get rather gusty. Not as gusty in the foothills, and in the northern part of the valley from Butte County to the north, very light winds, and not all that windy in the Sierra. Again, that's 5 o'clock this afternoon. But for a late afternoon barbecue in some counties, it may be rather gusty, but that, of course, will help to keep temperatures quite comfortable. During the day on Tuesday afternoon at 5 o'clock, that onshore breeze isn't as far inland. So this onshore breeze that you see here highlighted in this area of dark green, that's really just Solano County. It doesn't get much into Sacramento or San Joaquin County, so Tuesday is going to be a warmer day with temperatures likely up around 90 in the valley. I'll show you more here on temperatures in just a minute, but let's talk more about the changes we're going to see this week. Here's this little trough going by today, helping to kick up that onshore breeze and to keep temperatures in a nice range. During the day Tuesday, we actually start to see a little bit of a ridge move in. But before it gets much hotter, another little trough goes by to our north. This is a late Wednesday night, so Wednesday will be a comfortable day, but Thursday, that ridge begins to develop once again. Now we're into the day on Friday, and this is one of the really interesting days because we have this big ridge here, and if it was just for that, we'd be talking about some very warm weather, and we are. We're still thinking that Friday will be over 100 degrees in the valley. We also have this low down here. There's also, let's see, I wonder if I can get this into the picture. Give me a second here. There we go. There's also this little feature down here. There's Cabo right there. There's also this little feature, which the models are picking up as a potential little tropical feature. And if you look at this low, you have the circulation around it. So the flow would come up from the south. And so this flow could actually grab this little tropical feature and send moisture to the north. Let's go ahead another couple of frames. Now we're getting into the day Saturday. That low is still off the coast. Here's that other low. I'm not so much concerned about anything tropical-wise, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with the moisture from that. Now we're into the day on Sunday, and we have this low just off the coast. Temperatures will be dropping rather dramatically starting Saturday night and going into Sunday. And so while we are expecting a couple of hot days, Friday and Saturday, beyond that, this pattern is back to some cool weather as we get into Sunday, Monday, and early next week. Very interesting and much cooler pattern as we head into next week. All right, let's talk a little bit about the temperatures, and I'm going to show you the HRRR surface temperatures. As I've mentioned before, I don't really use this for the actual daytime highs, but you can use it as a relative. So as I scroll over this, the 5 o'clock temperatures today, over the valley, you see 81, 84, 85. There's a bit of an onshore breeze, so areas in Solano County will be in the 70s, and in the foothills, upper 70s. So just take that as a reference point, and then we'll go ahead to Tuesday at 5 p.m., which is right here. Pick up on the frame. And now those temperatures are in the 90s, upper 80s and low 90s. So while today will be relatively comfortable, tomorrow less of an onshore breeze and temperatures up around 90. Nothing too hot, but tomorrow is going to be a warmer day. Now let's show you the same thing with the GFS. And again, we don't use these as actual daytime highs, but again, you use them as reference. So this is Thursday. It shows Thursday 5 p.m. temperatures into the mid to upper 90s. And then Friday at 5 o'clock, this spits out 109, way too hot. 107, no. So again, we don't take these at face value. We're thinking more something around on Friday for, let's say, Sacramento, something around the range of 103, maybe 105, something like that. There will be areas in the southern San Joaquin Valley that could be higher than 105, and the same thing up around Redding could be a little bit hotter than that. But the GFS tends to overdo these temperatures a little bit, so as I scroll over it, don't take these at face value. But what you can see here is that these temperatures are over 100. Now watch what happens as we go into the day on Saturday. Saturday at 2 o'clock. Now keep in mind this model goes in 3-hour increments. So these are the 3 o'clock temperatures. And this is showing, let's say, 104 for Sacramento. At 5 o'clock, when you might think it's hotter, this actually shows 102, and the temperature comes down very quickly. What's going to happen Saturday is it'll get hot. Temperatures will be over 100 in the valley, 102, 103. Some of the areas, especially north of Chico and south of Modesto, will be hotter than that. But what we will see on Saturday night is a rapid cool down with an onshore breeze, and then so that by Sunday afternoon, these temperatures are back to the low to mid 90s. And then on Monday with a strong onshore breeze, those temperatures are, well, ranging from the 70s and 80s. For the most part, areas in the southern part of the valley will still be in the 80s to 90s. So much, much cooler on Monday. Now, with that moisture coming up from the south, we're also going to keep an eye on this. Now, the GFS has been all over the place in terms of when we may see some mountain showers. This is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is Saturday afternoon, chance of some mountain showers. Sunday afternoon, also mountain showers. Notice these little showers trying to pop up from the south. So it's that low that I showed you starting to entrain some moisture. And then on Monday, a lot of activity to the east. This is Monday morning. And then this is getting into Monday night and Tuesday. Look at all of this. So this is going to have to, we're going to have to keep an eye on this because I think the track of the moisture could be variable over the next few days. But again, we're not really looking at that until Sunday, Monday of next week to see what happens with that trough and how much moisture it may entrain into it. So it is going to be a rather interesting week. So the highlights of the week are going to be the hotter days in our first 100s likely of the year on Friday and Saturday. A rapid cool down likely starting Saturday night, much, much cooler Sunday and beyond. And then beyond that, the chance of some mountain showers and the extent of those we'll have to see Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. So yes, the headlines this week will be screaming heat, but it's going to be relatively short. And also, the definition for heat wave that we use for Northern California is 3 consecutive days at or above 100. So if you see something about a heat wave, I don't think it's going to meet the definition because we're only going to have 2 days above 100 and not 3 or more. And the other thing is, I know a lot of you don't like the heat. One of the things that the hotter temperatures tend to do is tend to limit pollen, so and plant growth certainly. So if you are an allergy sufferer, you may be getting some relief from the heat. As the temperatures go up, the pollen goes down. So again, I'm trying to find a silver lining in the heat for you, that those of you that don't tolerate pollens very well. There is some better news for you coming up as we get some heat on Friday and Saturday. That's everything I've got for you on this Monday morning. Again, Memorial Day. I hope you have some time today to enjoy the day. And again, remember the meaning of this holiday. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.